This is Nick Gage, and you're watching Pro Wrestling for Life, NDK all day.
Welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling for Life, everyone. It's me, your host, two-time Hall of Famer, Sean X-Pac Waltman, and my co-host, Nick Hausman, is joining us to tell us what we got on the show today. What's up, Nick?
We have a huge blowout show here today, Sean. Of course, this is our first episode on Fight, and we want to thank Fight so much for partnering with us. If you're listening to us in audio form, hey, we're out every Wednesday morning now. We're bringing you the show a day earlier, closer to when we actually record everything, so there's it's a lot more topical. We think you guys are going to enjoy it more, but every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern now, you're going to be able to find the show in video form, not just over on the X-Pac YouTube channel, but also now over at Fight. And since, you know, this is our debut on Fight, really wanted to give everybody a super fight type show here. And I don't think that we could pick two guys that have been more synonymous with Fight in the past week than the two guys we got here today. First of all, on deck, former GCW World Champion. You just saw him in a no DQ match against Chris Jericho on Dynamite. Nick effing Gage in the house, the king here today. And then after Gage, we're going to hear from the man that took that title from Gage. Trash rained down on him. His life was put on the line. Matt Cardona in the house here today as well. Two big, huge, topical guests. And at the end of the show, we're going to play another game with one of our awesome patrons as well. But we're blowing it out here today, Sean. This is a very, very big show for us.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for our debut on Fight. And, yeah, man. And thanks, Nick, for lining up a great show for us.
Hey, you know, this doesn't happen without all the other people that are in this orbit. And I'll say it's a compliment to you, Sean. Nick Gage really does not do much, if any, press. And when the opportunity came to him to get to talk to you, especially as hot as he is right now, where everybody and their mother's wanting to get a Nick Gage interview, he said absolutely the second he heard about it. So props to you, Sean.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm very grateful and honored. So, yeah, it feels good, man. You know, that's why, Nick, I always – you know, try to be uplifting to the generation that came after me, and even generation after them. So, yeah, as I'm fucking getting older, but you know, and it pays off like that. You know, people, you know, the goodwill goes both ways, and it means a lot to me. So,
absolutely. Yeah, for sure, man. So we got a big, great show here. Again, we're on Fight. Want to thank them so much. But before we get to some of the really big buzzy news of the week, the wrestling world lost another legend here. And Sean, I know you wanted to touch upon it here to start the show off today.
Yeah. You know, as we started recording a little while ago, we took a break and you know, I read the news that Jody Hamilton, the masked assassin, died. And that hits hard, man. Not just because like I knew Jody and his son, Nick. People might not know that Nick Patrick is the son of the masked assassin, Jody Hamilton.
Okay.
I grew up on the masked assassin, man. Like one of my first like major memories of an angle, like, you know, on TV was the masked assassin returning. He had lost like 50 pounds because he was a heavier guy.
Yeah.
And he came back and he did this segment with Dusty Rhodes. Dusty's just as hot as anybody's ever been at the time. And, you know, like he presents him this plaque. He says, Gordon Solie says, this is El Santo from Mexico. And, you know, anyways, Dusty had ran him out of town previously. So he comes back as you know, El Santo with this white mask and presents him a plaque and then beats the shit out of him with the plaque and takes the white mask off, and you can tell it's the assassin now, and he cuts his, you know, his unmistakable voice and his great promo style, man. And it just, you know, anyways, that angle still to this day is burnt into my brain, you know. And he's just one of the best. Like, I wrote in a tweet, in my opinion, the masked assassin and the masked superstar are the two greatest masked villains, in my opinion, ever. So, wow. You know, and those are opinions, but yeah. So, and I got to know Jody, you know, when he was with WCW.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that relationship with you?
Wonderful guy. Just, you know, just a great teacher, very patient, and just, just a real even keel guy, and you could just tell he cared.
Yeah.
And that's important, man, when you know somebody gives you shit, like beyond just this is a job or whatever. So just, hey man, I want to send my love to Nick and the rest of Jody's family, and so sad, man, so sad.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sean, for that. And of course, we're sending our best out, to the whole family there and friends and fans. Well, there was some news here this past week, Sean, that I think a lot of fans would really love to hear your take on. Some really surprising news. Easily the biggest news of the past week. This past Saturday afternoon, a very unique time for something like this to happen, WWE decides to announce that they've come to terms and released Bray Wyatt, wishing him the best in his future endeavors. What's your reaction to this news? What do you think is going on? What happened here?
I don't know, man. And there must be more to the story than anyone knows.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't have to be, but it seems like they might be. I don't know, because like none of this, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess maybe if you're strictly looking at it from the books, the accounting books, or like, profits and losses or whatever, like, okay, let's get rid of anyone with the big fat downside guarantee.
Right.
But I mean, at some point, like, man, like when does that, like, man, you're really testing the goodwill of the people that, support the product.
Yeah. And like, I don't know how much time you ever got to spend with Bray. Like, what did you think of him as somebody to work with, like as a creative mind, as a wrestler? What are your thoughts on Bray?
Yeah, I can't really speak to that. I can just speak to it about as much as, anyone else. Like I wasn't there enough. Like I wasn't around enough. So
okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me. Like, obviously he's brilliant,
Right.
And like on a personal level, I could tell you, like, he's a great guy. And, people say that about a lot of people, and there's a lot of great guys and great women out there, but like, man, it's weird.
It's an interesting time, man. Like, with the Punk and Bryan rumors last week, now you throw, Bray Wyatt into the mix. I mean, there's a lot of just huge talent. I don't know. I mean, do you have any insight into kind of what the method could be to what WWE is doing here right now, allowing so many names to go? It's a real head scratcher, I think, for a lot of people outside the bubble right now.
I don't. It's speculation, man.
Sure.
Some people will say, oh, they're just flooding the market with talent. So, so AEW will have this huge, payroll to pay out or whatever. I don't know. Like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, another one, like Ric Flair, apparently is also done with the company. They made that official today as we're recording this on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so Rick back out on the market right now. He's gotten a lot of outside of pro wrestling opportunities recently. I don't really know how he would do it in AEW. The last time I talked to him on the record a couple months ago, did not sound like he and Arn Anderson get along at all, right? So I don't know what happens over at AEW, but what do you think about Rick being available on the market now?
It's Ric Flair. I mean, he's greatest of all time, Ric Flair, Nature Boy. Like, I mean, it's valuable to anyone.
Yeah.
I've read conflicting reports that he asked for his release, and then there's another report out there saying that no, like there was like some text or something. I don't know, man.
Okay. Well, lastly here, a little closer to the pool of talent you have worked with, because we know you've been down to the Performance Center and stuff. Adam Cole, right?
Yeah.
Like the centerpiece of NXT. The report goes that he had his contract come up here recently, but re-signed for a short extension, and now he could be back on the market come the end of SummerSlam. I mean, what do you think of the fact that Adam Cole, could possibly be up for free agency here pretty soon?
Wow. They just, it almost sounds like a Jeff Jarrett situation where they didn't realize, the contract was rolling over, supposedly.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit like that. Yeah. That's why they said, well, the report went further. There were other reports that said that.
That's why Canyon Seaman's gone?
Yeah. That's why Canyon Seaman's wrong because
Yeah.
he lost track of the contract thing. And then one day they woke up and realized we might be losing Adam Cole soon. Because remember when we had Kyle O'Reilly on the show and we were talking about how quickly they got to the unsanctioned match. I wondered if I don't know when they started to figure out that they maybe not had as much time with Adam Cole as they thought. But I thought maybe that's why they quickly got to the peak of the Kyle O'Reilly stuff because they thought maybe this guy could be gone or something like that. We didn't know that at the time.
Maybe. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Adam Cole's he's a fucking great talent, man. And he's I think you just said he's been the centerpiece of NXT for like almost the whole time he's been there.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Nick, now that the world's opening back up, so many new thrills are on the horizon. And whether you've been in a relationship for years, are just getting started, or are excited to get back out there and meet new people, when the moment comes, you want to be ready. Roman ready.
Oh, yeah. You want to go to GetRoman.com/X-Pac now to talk to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional, Sean.
That's right. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your home.
Oh, yeah. Roman ready. That equals confidence. The confidence that you know that you can rise to that occasion in the moment,
That's right. And we're looking at the Summer of Love 2021 version.
I like that.
And Roman wants to make sure you can participate in your way, whether that be as a single person or a couple who still rather stay in with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional is going to work with you to find the best treatment plan. And if medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping.
That's right. And the whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. Getting started is simple, Nick. Just go to GetRoman.com/X-Pac and complete the online visit.
Yeah, take care of your ED without even leaving your home. You got to complete an online visit today to connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional and take care of it.
That's right. Go to GetRoman.com/X-Pac today. And if you're prescribed, get 50% off your first month of ED treatment, Nick.
50% off? That's like a bris of a deal right there. Just chopping off that tip, that front top. Yep, you know what I mean?
So make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this summer. Roman ready. And thank you, Roman, for sponsoring Pro Wrestling for Life. This episode of Pro Wrestling for Life is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yeah. Sean, is there something that's been interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals recently?
A few things here and there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? BetterHelp is going to help you assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. And, we're both advocates for that. If you need somebody to talk to, Sean, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. And you can start communicating in under 48 hours, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online.
Yeah.
There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that service is available for clients worldwide, and you can log into your account anytime, send a message to your counselor. As I mentioned several times in these spots, I have my own counselor with BetterHelp, Linda, and the other day, Linda had something come up. We had to reschedule. She shot me a message. I got it real quickly. We rescheduled. It was a super easy thing to do, Sean.
Right on. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, Nick, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
I do love that. I love that it is just it's just an audio call for me right now with Linda. And BetterHelp, they're committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed, because not all the counselors do the same thing. I lucked out. Linda's wonderful for me, but maybe you need something different,
Yeah, right on. It's more affordable than traditional online counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily.
Or you could just hear me right now. It is a great thing. And if you go to betterhelp.com/PW4L, that's better HELP /PW4L. You could join over 1 million people who've taken charge of your mental health. And you're going to be getting 10% off your first month if you use that promo code.
That's right. BetterHelp.com/PW4L. And thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring Pro Wrestling for Life. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Join us right now. These days, this guy needs zero introduction, but I will anyways. Nick fucking Gage. What's up, man?
What's up, man? We give a shout out to my Murder, Death, Kill gang, Easter Block, and Hate Club, man.
Right.
Let me explain that shit to you, X-Pac.
Yeah,
my Murder,
please.
Death, Kill gang, that's
Yeah.
me and my fans, man. Easter Block is me and my boys. When I was locked up, we watched each other's back, man. So I just rep for them guys because they're like my best friends, man. And Hate Club is, it's my tag team partner, Nate Hater, who passed away, and my brother who passed away. We were a Hate Club. We were a tag team. So I try to represent them, man. So that's why I always say that, man.
Yeah, man. And you represent, like, hey, man, here's the thing, man. The people that are big stars in our industry are the most authentic ones, and you're about as authentic as they get, man.
Yeah. I just keep it real, man. Once I got locked up, man, I kind of like, it's crazy being in a shitty place like that. But at the time I got locked up, I got time to sit down and reflect and shit like that. And, I figured shit out, man. And then I just figured, always be yourself, man.
Yeah.
So I always just try to tell people, man, be yourself. And then once I got out and I got into this wrestling thing, man, I started being myself, man. And it started taking off, and you just add a little bit into, how the wrestling business, add a little character into it. And it's, it's awesome, man. So,
hey, so Nick, I'm just curious, when you're younger, like I'm assuming, maybe when you're a kid, you wanted to be a pro wrestler.
Absolutely.
So like in your mind, did you already know like, I want to be a deathmatch wrestler? Or was it just, I just want to be in the fucking pro wrestling business?
Well, it started off like, I used to go to my dad's house like every other weekend, and Pops always had wrestling on. Like you didn't have to tell him to turn it on. He always had it on. So, I watched the old NWA stuff. So I wanted to like wrestle. Then I got into ECW. Thank God for ECW, man, because there was no ECW, I wouldn't be wrestling right now, man. They introduced me to something that I loved, man. And then, I found, back in the day, we had to do the tape trade shit.
Yeah,
so
man.
I found the Cactus Jack and Terry Funk match, the famous one where they had the exploding barbed wire, and I was in love with that. And I put them two together, and then once I did that, I said, that's the style of wrestling I want to do. And
nice.
I've been doing that shit since day one, man.
See, I grew up down in Florida, right? And in the 80s, in the early 80s, when my heyday as a wrestling fan as a kid, man, and we had barbed wire matches, Texas Death. I mean, fucking hang motherfuckers from a noose. I mean, like that kind of shit, right? So like it's right up my alley. And Nick, man, I've dabbled a little bit in it. Like I had a little bit of a death match with Vampiro down in Guadalajara, man. Like fucking exploding shit and light tubes, and it was fun, man. I'm not gonna fucking lie, it was fun.
Yeah, man. I just love doing that shit, man. And I just wanted to put it back on the map. I wanted to show people that in wrestling, there's so many different styles of wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not just one style of wrestling that gets off. And people used to shit on that deathmatch style, like. And I get it, man. Back in the day, that dudes would just hit each other and bleed and really couldn't. And I just want to show people these days, man, if these guys could fucking go, man. They could wrestle, but they just like to use violence and weapons in their match, man. And I'm trying to put it out there, and it's taking off, man. And I'm so happy, man. And I'm fired the fuck up, man.
Hey, man, the thing about you, oh, shit. But besides, like, look, here's the thing, man. People might not understand, but like you even got over in Chikara.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's family friendly, like as you get, right? Like you can't even you can't even say hell or damn or like I found out the hard way over there.
Yeah, and the promoters don't even come up to me and say, "Listen, we can't. You have to do this or that." They just leave me alone and let me do my thing because they kind of understand, man, that I'm not going to change for nobody, man.
How did that work with them then?
I'm going to do my thing, man.
How did that work with them then, Nick? With Chikara? I didn't mean to go out too much into this, but did you ever have a situation with them where like you pushed the envelope too far for Mike for Quackenbush's taste?
Nah, you never said anything to me, man.
Right on.
So I guess it was fine.
Yeah. Hey, so the thing I was going to bring up before I fucking got sidetracked on Chikara is because you were bringing up how like you get it how some of the the deathmatch stuff people might have seen is just guys just out there just randomly hitting each other with shit, and man, that's not you. Like I've seen your shit, man, and you tell story out there, man. And so I mean, there's an art to this, man, and people might go whatever, but there's fucking art to this.
Yeah, you're firing me up right now, man. You get what I'm talking about, man. Absolutely, there's an art to this, man, and deathmatch wrestling is an art to that too, man. And some guys figure it out and some don't, man. But the guys that figure it out and figure the style out, man, are great at it. And that's how thank God for GCW, man. We have a place, we have a home that's taken off. Like it's just so awesome at GCW, man, because we have guys there who get it and understand the style and the art to it, what you're saying, man. And I believe that's why GCW is on fire right now, man.
Yeah,
because
man.
Of the boys in the locker room and everything.
Yeah, for me, variety is the spice of life. I like that expression, man. And so like I'm for all kinds of shit, man. Yeah. And like in a GCW show, there's all kinds of shit, right? Yep. Like not just death matches.
No. You get everything, man. High flying, all that stuff, man. You get technical, you get it all. It's just like ECW used to be, man. You could get a D Malenko match, and then you got Sandman coming out with a cane the next match.
Nick, you want to hop in here?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think it's just really cool because, like, while there is a lot of variety in GCW, like, you do have deathmatch shows, but I think it's great, Nick, when you pop up at like an Effie's Big Gay Brunch. I mean, you don't really change who you are, but it's nice to see you being able to connect with this audience that I don't think a lot of people would inherently see you kind of connecting with.
Yeah, well, I just love pro wrestling, man. I'm a big wrestling fan, man. So I just love wrestling. So I don't care where I go, man. I told myself like 2 years ago that if any promoter was going to call me, man, I was going to say yes to every single promoter, as long as they know how to wrestle and shit like that. And I was just going to go to every fucking show and wrestle, man. And, and I figured out, and that's how I got how to figure out to wrestle different styles with different crowds and all that shit and stuff like that, man. So I got no problem showing up to an Effie. Actually, Effie's one of the toughest guys I ever met, man, to be honest with you, man. Dude, he is, man.
That G Raver spot where he dumped the salt and vinegar chips on his back, that was as brutal as any thumbtack spot that I've ever seen. That was really
I wrestled Effie in Chicago, man, and a glass death match, man. And I took it to him, man. It was his first match at GCW, and he had a title match, his first match. So I kind of felt some type of way. So I kind of took it to him a little bit, and that man just brought it back, man. So a number of respect to Effie, man. And look what he's doing now, man. He's he fires me up in the locker room now, man. For my matches, and it's awesome, man.
It's cool to see.
Shout out to Effie.
Yeah, and it's cool to see like all these rebel leaders like you and Effie and AJ Gray kind of creating like a superhero league where you guys all get to shine and support each other and create your own spaces and stuff like that. There's a lot. I mean, you're obviously like probably the biggest leader of GCW behind Brett, but there are other people you've helped give platforms and kind of show what they.
I feel like I'm the leader of the locker room, man. I feel like I've been in this business for 20 years. Not as long as X-Pac, but I feel like I'm the leader of the locker room. I feel like
it's a long ass time, 20 years.
Yeah, maybe a little longer. And I feel like it's my job to lead that locker room, man, and make sure it's going the right way and everything like that, man, and get the boys fired up. Make sure they're in the right state of mind and all that stuff, man. And it's going fucking great, man. Shout out to AJ Gray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, AJ Gray's he's part of one of my MDK gang. We got War Games coming up in Chicago, man. I'm fired the fuck up for, man.
I'll be there.
So,
I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, man. Hey, let's talk for a second about the connection you have with your fans. Like, do you like to call them fans? How do you like to refer to
That's my gang, man. I call them my gang, man. I don't call them fans. I call them my gang.
It's a weird thing to call you. Like, it just feels weird. I don't like calling them fans. Like,
well,
I don't know.
The way I look at it, man, if they weren't out there chanting MDK and they weren't out there doing that, I probably wouldn't be wrestling right now, man. So every time I wrestle or I get the microphone in my motherfucking hand, I say, yo, you guys just don't understand the motivation, the drive you give me to get in this ring and do what I do every day. And then sometimes they believe me, sometimes they think I'll just do it anyway, but it's the truth, man.
No, they're the ones that give you the power and the energy, right?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
man. They're my motherfucking gang, man. That's why I get the mic to say, where's my gang at? And they freak out, man. And then I'm ready to fucking go.
Hey, so I'm watching a video clip of you. It was before your entrance, and you're getting all worked up, and you can hear the people starting to rumble out there, and they're fucking going nuts. And I think it was for your title match with Cardona. But man, just watching it charge you up, man. Like watching you feed off of that energy. I know that feeling, man. And it's it's one of the greatest feelings in the world, is it not?
Oh, I love it, man.
It's the best drug in the world.
It's addictive, man. You know what I mean? That crowd Saturday night, I'm still fired up about it, and I just can't wait to we go to LA Saturday, man.
I'm gonna see you there, bro.
LA. You better be at that show too, X-Pac, man.
Fuck yeah.
You better be at that show, man. You better come to that show, man. Watch us do our thing, man. If you want to hop on there and call the match, you're more than welcome to, man.
Thank you.
Anything you need in there, man, you let me know, man, because I run things over there. And if you need anything, man, me and my boy Lauderdale will take care of you, man. But make sure you show up, man, because you're going to see an awesome show, X-Pac. I promise you that, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm planning on it. It's on my calendar.
Hell yeah.
I moved everything out of the way.
Damn right, man.
So wait, real quick, while we're talking about the Cardona stuff and your relationship with your gang, like it is a very, very tight relationship. I mean, there are people out there that would like literally take a bullet for you. And when Cardona took that title, the crowd went like a riot. They went absolutely nuts. There were photos of like pizza cutters being thrown at Matt. I mean, that's pretty hardcore. Like, how do you feel knowing that like the connection is so strong with your fans that when a moment like that happens, they erupt kind of to that degree?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Nick. I was kind of a little out of it after when all that shit was getting thrown in the ring, man. He hit me with a couple bundles of twos, man. That shit kind of put me out, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. So I was kind of like waking up a little bit, and shit was just flying everywhere, man. What do you want me to do, man? Control the gang, They're fired up. They don't like this guy. This guy's just trying to come in here and just get trying to get off doing a death match and trying to get over because, he's on the Indian there or whatever he's doing. I don't know what this guy's doing. And they don't like that shit, man. I'll never tell my gang to do whatever, man. They can do whatever they want as long as I'm there, man. So
it was like somebody's lighting a little fire, but the fire got out of hand or something, man.
Listen, that's all natural too, man. There ain't nobody setting that shit up. There ain't nobody in the crowd throwing one thing, so hopefully other people will throw it. That shit's all natural, man. We don't set people in the crowd or do that corny ass shit, man. That's just all natural, and the fans is showing the passion,
Yeah.
Hey, Nick. Hey, man. Since we're like still on the subject of your gang, of your people, man, do you feel a certain responsibility to them besides just going out there and putting on a good show? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I feel like I represent them, man. You know what I mean? Everywhere I go, everywhere I do, interviews like this or anything, man, I just feel like I hold a responsibility, man. It goes back to the days I was locked up, and I would get letters from people that I didn't even know, X-Pac, man. They would send me letters, man, of keep your head up for 5 or 7 years I was locked up, man, and just writing me little letters, and it meant so much to me that it snapped me out of this funk I was in when I was locked up, and it got me in the zone to where I started hitting the weight pile, and I started getting in the right of mind, And then it just started, rolling from there, man.
Yeah.
So I feel like I owe it back to them to represent for them, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, and about so watching your story on Vice and talking about all your struggles with substance abuse and all that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, man, like when you were first doing death wrestling and all that, were you doing it like pain meds and shit? Were you?
Man. I nothing in high school. Nothing. I would say probably when I was like 22, I started dabbling. Around there.
Was it to get through the matches, or was it like
I don't think so, man. I think somebody just gave me some one day and I liked it and I enjoyed it, and I just and it took it from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people, I always had a high tolerance for pain. Even when I was a young kid, man. Like I always played sports and everything like that, and like football or anything like that, man. Or like fighting, around my neighborhood, man. We were always getting fights, man. So
right.
I always had a high tolerance for pain. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that or anything like that. I can't blame it on pro wrestling or death matches or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you know how it is, man.
Sure.
You take one thing, you enjoy it. It might be thrown down the family line or something like that. I really haven't dig deep into it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
you know how it is, man. It could be. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but
yeah.
I just know it came from somewhere that made me take something.
I guess what I was getting at is like, a lot of us have, used painkillers to get through the matches and all that, and then like, when we get clean, when we stop doing that, it's weird to go out there not fucked up on something,
Yeah, it's very nervous.
Yeah,
it's very nervous because you get very comfortable in them things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you once you get through like a couple matches, you start to understand. Damn, I could still do this shit. I really don't need that stuff. And then the fans,
do it better.
Yeah, you actually are better, man. And you're in the gym, hitting the gym better, man. You're feeling good. You can breathe better. I'm a painkillers. I felt like painkillers made me like fuck up in the head where I thought I had injuries that I didn't even have, man. Like I feel like it created fake pain that I had that I didn't really have, man, and shit like that. So it's
that's
weird
true,
you brought
man.
that up because I always think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
It was nervous too the first time I had a match where like I was just totally sober. You know what I mean? I was like, man, can I still do this without it? And I went out there and I remember that day and I tore it up, man. It was a great match, and I was and then it just, you didn't get used to it after that,
Hey, speaking of being nervous, hey man, were you nervous out there in was it Pittsburgh or Charlotte?
Gosh, what for the Jericho match?
Yeah.
Oh no, man, I was fired up, man. Charlotte, Nah, man, I was born for that moment, man. First off, that AEW locker room and everything is awesome. The boys are great in there, man. I never felt like I was like unwelcome or anything like that, man. So that was cool. So I was able to focus on what I wanted to do, and then they were able to let me be. Listen, man, I'm gonna be Nick Gage, man. You brought me in here to be Nick Gage. If you don't want me to be Nick Gage, then I'm just gonna leave, So I felt great, man, and then I was fired up, and that match was great, man. Shout out to Chris Jericho for being a tough dude, man. We lost him.
Here, wait 1 second. I think we lost Sean's signal here real quick, Nick. We maybe have to go back just 30
seconds. Man. Take your time, man.
Yeah, it's a great conversation so far. Sorry about that.
Nah, don't apologize, man. Technology, bro.
So, Nick, speaking of nerves, and I'm sorry, you guys, like I had my laptop died a second ago.
Man, you never apologize to me, man. You're to the people, legend, man. You put all this time in this business, man. You never apologize to me, bro.
Thank you, Nick.
Truth, man.
Thank you, man. Hey,
no.
What I was asking you about was, you were talking about nerves and all that, like when you first started having matches sober or whatever. But like, were you nervous in your match with Jericho when you went out there?
No, man. I was just like I was explaining, like when I first got there, I had to feel the locker room out. I got to feel, it's a bigger production. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of big names there or retired guys there. and everyone was super cool. You know, the whole locker room was cool. You know, I pretty much wrestled half of that locker room, almost all of it. Once I got through that, everyone was all right. Then I got to focus on the Jericho match, and then everyone was cool there, man. Nah, man, I was born for that moment, man. You know what I mean? It was just, I was fired up, man. I couldn't wait till my music hit. I couldn't wait to go out there, man. And then, you know, now on top of that, you know, I let them know, man, I'm going to be myself, man. You brought me in here to be Nick Gage. I'm going to give you a Nick Gage match. And they were down for it. So that was cool, you know?
Yeah.
And I went out there and did my thing.
Hey, so Nick, in my opinion, watching all that, and yeah, man, and hats off to Tony Khan for taking the chance on that, you know, and pushing the envelope a little bit. Sometimes, you know, we got to step over the line every now and then, you know.
Absolutely.
But fuck, man, I just had the biggest brain fart of my time.
Well, I'll follow up. I want to ask, like, they knew what they were getting when they brought you in, Nick, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so, like,
absolutely.
who do you think was it there that wanted you to? Was it Chris wanting to have this match because he had seen how much buzz you had on it? Was it Tony Khan as a GCW fan? Yeah, why do you get the vibe you were there?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know I didn't make a phone call there. I know someone said, yo, you want to go wrestle Chris Jericho? And they want to do a death match. And I made sure that it was going to be a real death match. It wasn't going to be no fake shit. You know, we're not going to roll around in fake glass. I was going to make sure them light tubes are real. Going to make that sheet of glass is going to be real. And they were down for it. And I was like, all right, hell yeah. You know, I'm wrestling Chris Jericho. Why wouldn't I? You know, and shout out to Chris Jericho for being a tough motherfucker, man.
He is.
Because, you know, I gave it to him, man. You know, I gave it to him. I carved him up pretty bloody. I was stabbing him with real glass. That was real glass. It was fake glass. You know, when he hit that Rana on me and I went through that painted glass, that was real painted glass. I checked that shit when I was there, man, to make sure that shit was real.
Yeah.
You know? And once you hit that glass, you roll around, because I slammed him on it, spine busted him when he tried to hit that double knee move he hit me with. And I slammed him on that glass, man. That shit cut you right up right away, man. And you know, he took all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
And kept fighting back. So shout out to him, man. You know, I pulled that pizza cutter out on him right away, man. I sliced his arm, man. I was fired up right away. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I found the whole thing with Domino's and all that, like, quite amusing, actually, man, because like it was just a ton of publicity, you know?
Yeah, I didn't even know anything about the Domino's thing, you know, until my match was over and someone brought it up. I was just out there focused on carving up Chris Jericho, you know?
Yeah.
And then someone told me once I got through the match, you know, I was leaking out of my arm, and they were like, you know, there was a Domino's commercial as you were carving Chris Jericho up, and I just started laughing, man. You know, so what a coincidence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I was just so focused on making that man bleed, you know, all over the place, you know?
Hey, Nick, I think, man, look, you didn't come home with the victory per se in the match, but you came out the winner, man, and in my opinion, and because mission accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like mission accomplished. Now way more people are aware of Nick Gage, and you were true to yourself, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to represent. I wanted to represent for just not only me, but the deathmatch wrestling, fucking all the boys that did it and did it in the past or passed away. That said it couldn't come on live TV or national TV. That this shit couldn't be like worldwide or national wide, man. I wanted to let them know, man. Yes, it can, and it can be done in the right way, and be an awesome match, man. I think it came off great, man. You know, I was so proud. You know, and I was just representing for all them guys, man. And I kept telling myself, man, go out there, tear that shit up, and represent for the boys, man. And then and the middle finger to all them guys who used to fucking make fun of me for doing this shit or say this is crappy wrestling and shit. And I would just explain to them, some of them like, this is just different style of wrestling, man. You know what I mean? You want to go in there and fucking wrestle, I'll wrestle you. But I like to fucking have some weapons in my match, or I like to have some fucking sheet of glass.
Sure. Yeah.
And have it on national TV. And not only did we have it on national TV, we drew 1.2 million people to watch it. So we must be doing something right, correct? And we had 8,000 people, which they doubled the number of the last time they were in that building. And so, I was just proud. It was a proud night, man. I was just proud. All my boys, everybody was just proud, man. It was a proud moment, proud night, and just great night, man.
So wait, real quick. So obviously, like you say, the numbers were there, right? Big and successful. Yeah. There was that little bit of drama over the Domino's thing, but I think we can all agree. I think
that's just a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
Shit happened.
But what did Tony say to you? Did you talk to Tony?
Tony came up to me all fired up, man. As soon as I came back, he was, what they call gorilla position. He was in gorilla position. He got up out of his chair, came right into me. I looked that man dead in his eyes, and I said, man, you got something awesome going here, man. Thank you for fucking making me feel at home here. And I was just fired up, man. And he said, thank you, man. And he said, what an awesome match, bro. He got up out of his chair, went around the gorilla position, looked me in the eyes, and I looked him in the eyes, and I just told him them words, man. I said, I just keep it real, man. I'm a real motherfucker, man. I just speak the truth. I just gave him the truth, how I felt at the moment, man. And hopefully he said the same thing to me, and he was telling the truth, Yeah. He showed me no but love. I've been there the whole time, man. I talked to that guy many a times, and he came off with none but sincere to me,
Nick, you were mentioning a little bit ago about how welcoming the AEW locker room was to you, and just in general, overall the feeling you got from them. I guess I'm assuming that you haven't always gotten that everywhere you've went.
Nah, definitely not. Especially the style I do, man. Especially back in the day. I'm a little older now, so like this generation kind of grew up on like CZW, like I used to do in the back in the day and stuff like that. So like they kind of knew who I was. Or like I like I told you, I went and wrestled for a year and a half, and I said yes to every booking. So I kind of wrestled all them guys, maybe a few I didn't. So I kind of knew them, but like some of the guys, like bigger guys who had like a name or something like that, and they were all nice to me, man. Like the Big Show, for one, that man, I went right up to that man, and shook that guy's hand because, I was taught respect the business and respect the people who came before you. So I made sure I introduced myself to all them people, made the business what it is. And they were nothing but nice to me, man. They didn't have to do that. They could have just blew me off, Shout out to Chavo Guerrero, man. Another guy who was awesome to me, man. Just all them guys, man. They were just great to me, man. Nice to me. Arn Anderson. Right. I got to go up to Arn Anderson. He was sitting in the chair. I went right up to him. I said, Arn, I'm Gage, man. I just got to introduce myself. He's like, I know who you are, man. And he was super cool to me, man. And then after my match, he came up to me and said, what a hell of a match, man. And then, for Arn Anderson to tell me that, bro, oh, man, what a moment, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Those are what it's all about.
I'll tell you this story, man.
Yeah. I get those goosebumps vicariously listening to you.
Right now, too, man. I get all fired up. Down to Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, all them guys, man, came up to me, man. Just telling me great job, and they didn't have to do that, man. They could have just didn't say nothing to me, and I could have packed my bags and went on my way,
Yeah.
But no, they all came up to me, and that's what I was telling you, man. And that's why I told Tony, man, that he's got a good thing going here, man. Everybody's on the same track, you know what I mean? No one's walking on eggshells. No one's doing this or that. Yeah. Everybody's fired up to go up there and tear it up, to wrestle in front of a crowd. It's a good, that's the locker you need, man. You know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Nick. Yeah, I haven't seen do you have a desire to do any of the exploding bomb matches, shit like that?
Exploded barbed wire? Yeah, I'll do anything, man. Yeah,
Is there any talk, anything like that? Come on, Brett, let's do it.
Well,
yeah. Listen,
I mean, there's probably fire code issues or whatever.
Well, I
don't know, man. First off, it has to be the right opponent. It has to be the right person. I'm not just going to go in there with anybody, and it's got to be the right moment. But
hey, I was trying to get an exploding bomb death match with Kane for the blow off to our feud, but they fucking ended up not letting us do it.
Yeah, you guys are awesome tag team, by the way.
Thank you, man.
Out, man. Thanks. Yeah, hell yeah. You and that Kane had an awesome run, man.
It was my favorite partner ever. But hey, Nick, how much more gas you think you got in the tank?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I feel good right now, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just gonna keep going through my body. I try to listen to my body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep going till I can't do it no more, or
Yeah.
you know, or I die
Yeah.
or something. You know, whatever. I'm just gonna keep going, man. You know,
It's
I
a
wake
lot
up every
easier.
day blessed. You know.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to
So
listen to your body when you're not all fucked up on drugs, right?
yeah. I just take one day at a time. You know.
Yeah.
I thank God I wake up in the morning. You know, and then I take it from there. You know, and I actually came off. I tore two calf muscles in my calf, so I came off of that, and then I came back from that, and you know, believe it or not, that was my first ever sports injury for all the stuff I done. I mean, I've been stabbed and died and everything,
Yeah.
but for like a sports injury, for like a torn muscle or a pec or a bicep or anything, I'd never had any of that. I just always had deep cuts, or you know, I got stabbed where my artery got sliced, but I never had like a sports injury, and that was my first one. So I was a little nervous about that, but you know, came back better than ever, man.
Yeah,
No,
and you know, you're. I know we're wrapping up here, but like you've been like the Bruno Sammartino of GCW, right? You held that title for so long. There was the brief moment there with Ricky Shane Page and a little bit of AJ Gray, but you've been the Bruno of GCW. You're to really. I mean, this is kind
that's
of
RS Pussy, by the way. RS Pussy.
RS Pussy. Sorry about that.
Sorry, man.
That's right.
I can't call him that by his real name, man.
Mhm.
You know, I call him RS Pussy, man. You know, I don't like that guy, and that's the truth. He actually was a friend of mine, so you know, so he kicked me in my nuts again, man.
Yeah.
So.
Did you no favors with Cardona? That's for sure. But like I say, you've been on such a tear here the past couple of years. This is a really unique moment here. Like, unfortunately, lost the title, and then you know, it was a great bit of exposure there. You know, but didn't beat Chris Jericho. How do you feel right now? Because it's got to have been a while since you're coming off of two back-to-back kind of losses like this. I would imagine that's got to be a different headspace for you and time to reset. You know.
Yeah, but you know what? Like X-Pac was saying, man, I got the job done. I carved Cardona up. I made that guy lose a lot of blood, and that was my main focus. And I wouldn't have lost that title unless RS Pussy would have came in the ring and did his corny ass shit he did, man. To keep it real with you, so I feel like, you know, my main focus right now is not even that title no more. I could care less about that title. Cardona could go do whatever he wants with that. Disneyland, take pictures and put it up on his corny ass site and all that stuff, man. I'm ready for War Games, man. We're gonna have Chicago, man. First off, I grew up on War Games, so I get to have a fucking War Games match. That's first off. Second off is I get all them guys that have been fucking with me for the last year in the same ring in a War Games match. And I get all my boys that are actually my friends in real life that are going to be by my side in a match, and we're going to face them in a War Games match in Chicago. You know, where else could you have that but Chicago? You know what I mean?
Like legit
legit
War Games with 2 rings and a cage with the top on it.
We're figuring it out right now, Pac. You know, we're trying to
man.
figure out how we're gonna construct this thing.
Yeah.
But I leave that up to Lauderdale and the team. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's on them, man. You know, I'm a wrestler. You know, and I focus on what I do. Get in that ring and tear shit up.
Oh yeah, I'm a big War Games fan, man. I'm a big War Game. I like the concept. You know how
I love
2 guys start and all that, and man, I fucking love it.
Yeah, Arn Anderson started every single War Games first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
First, man.
I'll be damned.
I might be thrown off, but the first couple he started first. I know that, and I feel like I'm going to start that motherfucker first, man. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. I'm going in there first, man, and I'm so fired up for that, man. That's my main focus, man.
Yeah, and that's cool, man. And that one thing at a time, but man, I just can't see you not getting that fucking title back, Nick.
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, I'm gonna get my title back. You know what I mean? But I set goals, little goals, and you know, and my goal right now is to create much pain and blood and get this guy out of my life, or put him in a wheelchair, or put him somewhere where he can't wrestle no more. That's my main focus on that guy. I'm not even going to call him by his name. Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's my main focus. And what better way than lock us in a cage and see who can handle, you know, who can throw these things the best. Because I'm pretty confident in my hands, and I'm pretty confident in my pain tolerance.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty confident in my wrestling ability, you know?
Rock and roll. All right. Hey, Nick, I want to thank you. You are a very hard person to get time with. Thank you very, very much for taking time to sit down with Sean and I here today.
I want to thank you. I don't mean to cut you off, Nick, but I want to thank you, Pac, man. I want to thank you, Nick, for having me on here, man. I don't do too many of these, man, but it's an honor to be on there with you, Pac, man. All the shit you put in this business, bro, and all the time and effort you made this business a better business, bro. I had to say yes. You know what I mean? I said no a million times to these things, man. And once they told me it was yours, I said yes instantly. You know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you for having me on your show. And Nick, thank you for being a cool dude, man. Seriously.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm no Vixens fan, but I try my best to support. So
hey, man, Nick.
Yeah.
I'll see you on Saturday, bro.
Yes, Saturday, 8 p.m. live on Fight TV. That's GCW. I face the Dark Sheik. I'm gonna tear her up, man. I'm gonna rip her up.
Oh
yeah. With Pac, I want you to be calling my match, man. Where I got her with a pizza cutter across the forehead. Yeah.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. And if you need anything, Pac, you come up to me or Lauderdale, man, and we got you, man, because you earned that, man. You earned all the respect from me or Lauderdale, man. So.
Thank you so much.
Man. You, man. Absolutely, bro. That's how we roll in GCW, man.
Grateful to you, man.
Yeah, we treat the real ones the way they should be treated, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Joining us right now is the new GCW World Heavyweight Champion, Matt Cardona. What's up, man?
I mean, I gotta hold up the title, right?
Yeah.
I gotta hold it up. Yeah. Why not, baby? Why not hold it up? Mwah!
Congrats, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. So everyone. We just had Matt on a little bit a few weeks back, but man, it just seems appropriate to have you back on, man, so you could take a victory lap.
That's right. I'll be honest, I'm still a little beat up. It's been like a week and a half. I don't know if you could see, like, I'm still all bruised up and cut up, and actually have to go to an urgent care tomorrow because I think one of my cuts are infected. But it is what it is, baby. Cuts to the territory.
Oh my God.
So hey, how was that, man? Leading up to like day of the show, leading up to about ready to go out there and risk my fucking life.
Listen, I'll be honest. I was a little hesitant and a little afraid. Like, I've never seen a full Nick Gage match, right? I tried watching the Dark Side of the Ring, and it was too gory for me. Deathmatch wrestling is not my style. And like, you hear all these like shady things about GCW, and like, as my music is playing, I'm thinking like, oh my God, are they going to try to legitimately kill me in this ring and like get it trending on the internet or something like that? Luckily, I was trending afterwards for a different reason. Right. But bro, like when you're in there with Nick Gage, holy shit, man. Like I respected him before. I respect him now. And not just because of the type of wrestler he is, not just because he's a sick son of a bitch, but because the people love him. They love him. And, for my entrance, I barely could get to the ring because people didn't want me there. They wanted me to keep me far away from the ring. But when he came out, they were like they were just trying to touch him for a different. They wanted to show the love, and he has this connection with the fans that you cannot deny. You cannot deny it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And that connection led to this full-scale riot.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude,
unbelievable.
Yeah. Now I saw the freeze frame of the pizza cutter being.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So I'm always ready, right? I said to myself, if I win this match, right, I have a sponsorship with Pabst Blue Ribbon. I wanna like have a nice little celebration toast. And I figured there'd be a couple things thrown, right? But I thought I would gloat, have my PBR in my hand, hold up the title. I didn't get to do that because they were just throwing so much shit, pizza cutters included.
Yeah.
So much so that the GCW security is like, we need to get you out of here. We need to get you out of here now. Go out the front. Go out the front. So I'm like running out, and there's fans following. Now, luckily, there were a couple people supporting me, but there were a lot of people. Like, bro, there are some sick fucks out there with like signs like that I'm a pussy. They were like action figures of me like hung up, like they were hanging me.
Yeah.
And then people were throwing pizza cutters. Like, listen, I understand. There were people who are in on it. They want to. When I say in on it, like they understand I'm the bad guy. They're supposed to boo me. They're having fun. But then there were some people who legitimately did not want me to leave that building alive. And that's scary.
That is scary, dude, in the year 2021.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like death threats on social media, whatever. Death threats to my fiance, whatever. Throwing a pizza cutter? Bro, come on.
Yeah. So, what you haven't gone back yet, right? What are you expecting when you return? Are you expecting regular pizza cutters being thrown at you? Like, what do you think is going to happen here?
I'm going to make a list of the things that I want to change about GCW, because I said I'm not just here one time only. I want to be the face of this company. I want to change this company for the better. So I will make a list. I'll put it out there on social media of things I want changed. I want better security. I want a medical team. They need some goddamn ring aprons. Be a little more professional. Come on.
Wow.
Hey, would you consider yourself the savior of GCW?
I am the savior of GCW. I am the face of GCW, and a face with teeth.
Wow. How is Brett Lauderdale taking to your request? Because those aren't like,
he is not happy. He is not happy. You could tell he is not happy. I was pleasantly surprised that he actually paid me after the match. That was a shocker. I was like, this guy can actually pay me, but luckily he did. Cold hard cash. I appreciate that. But
he took a selfie with you too. I saw
that was Photoshop. I photoshopped that, baby. That's not real. Listen, I think deep down he knows that I am what's best for business.
Okay. Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting here, Matt, because your fan base, very different than the traditional GCW fan base up till now. I think there was some kind of rubbernecking at first with your fan base where they're like, oh, Matt's going to go do this thing. That's great. But now you're in it, man.
That's right.
You're the head of the table here for GCW. Your fans, I would think more of them are going to come to GCW shows. How are you expecting your fans and GCW fans to kind of start to live alongside each other?
Yeah, I think at Homecoming, there were definitely some of my fans. We call them the major marks, but I think they were definitely outnumbered, right? They were definitely outnumbered, but I would love in the future for it to be like a 50-50 crowd, you know? And listen, I don't want to convert any of these GCW fans. I don't need them. If they come over, great, glad to have you. But my goal is not to prove people wrong or I'm this tough guy. I don't give a shit. I know I'm a tough guy. I don't need to prove that to these people, right? So if in that environment, they don't like me for being me, well, I'm not changing. I'm going to be me. And if you don't like me, there you go.
We had Nick Gage on here earlier, okay? And briefly commented on you, and he said that you're not really his focus right now. The title,
I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah, he said you and the title, not his focus. War Games coming up here is his focus. So where does that leave you? A lot of people would expect a rematch here. What do you think is next for you at GCW?
Listen, I didn't watch the match back. I saw some like comments on social media that I needed help. I mean, I was all bloody. I couldn't see. So did people get involved in the match? I'm not sure. All I know is that I beat Nick fair and square. That's all I know. And what's next for me? I don't know. I am the GCW champ. I am going. Listen, I took this title to Disneyland. Okay, I'm going to take this title and do some great things with it. Listen, I think the Shawn Michaels Playgirl pose is overdone, but I might have to do it.
Hey, when you were asking, the Twitterverse or whatever it was, like, hey, like that question of what can I do with the belt? Like the first thing that popped into my mind was the Shawn Playgirl centerfold.
I'm going to do as much as I can to listen. If these people don't like me, I'm going to make them not like me even more. I don't want to convert them. I don't care if they like me because I have enough of my fans who are buying my merch on Pro Wrestling Tees, who are supporting me. I don't need these people. Listen, if they come over, glad to have you. But that's not my goal, is to make them convert.
So you're the GCW champion. I don't believe that the GCW champion inherently has to do death matches.
No, this is not the death match championship. I think they even have like some sort of like hardcore title thing. The GCW championship is the title of the company, and I'm going to raise the stock of that company in more ways than one.
So is this a situation where you had to do a death match to get the title, but now the style of the main event is going to be very, very different than what GCW fans have?
Listen, Nick Gage was the king.
Okay.
I beat him, and now I'm the new deathmatch king. That's it. I'm at the top. What else do I have to prove? I did it. I did it.
Hey, so Matt, who do you think you're going to have any title defenses with anyone else before Gage gets a rematch?
Well, here's the thing, because I don't think anybody, including Brett, took me seriously. So, like, I have other bookings, believe it or not. I'm a professional wrestler. So they're like, oh, come to this show, come to this show. Sorry, guys, I'm already booked. You know what I'm saying? So they got to find time in my schedule to get me there, because I'm filled up till like December, baby. So they got to find some certain nights. I'm not doing every show that they got because I'm already booked. They should have planned ahead. They weren't always ready, just like me.
Wow.
Yeah, I was curious if you were going to be on their LA show this week, but
I am not. I'm booked, baby. Yeah. I'm going to be in West Virginia, and then I'm going to Detroit for a toy show signing. So, I'm booked.
Wow. So when you say you're booked, you've got all these other things you're doing. Do you have any interest in maybe defending the GCW championship outside of GCW? Like, I know you do things.
If Brett wants to pay me.
Okay.
You know, I'm not just, for instance, like some indie show I just did last week asked me to bring the title. I said, no, I'm not getting paid extra for this. No. If Brett wants to pay me to represent his company somewhere else, pay me, baby.
Yeah. Okay. How did you?
I've already given him enough free promotion. You know what I'm saying? I made them trending #1 over the Olympics and UFC.
Hey, Matt, I'm curious, man. At home, what's Chelsea's? What was her reaction, man, when you showed back up at home looking like that?
So she was my nurse, because believe it or not, this is what I'm talking about with the unprofessionalism in GCW. There's no medical team. So like, luckily there was a nurse back there who gave me a couple stitches. I needed way more than that, but that was it. Then she's like, okay, you're done. I'm done. What are you talking about? I'm still gushing blood everywhere else. I took a shower. My friend John Carlo, he taped a towel to my back. And that's how I was going to Disneyland anyway. I flew to Disneyland with a towel taped to my back. I'm like bleeding out on this cross-country flight. I have to go to a hotel. I'm like, I cannot go to, I was supposed to go to Universal Studios right away. I'm like, I can't go to Universal like this. There's wet blood, dry blood. I'm covered in blood. I go to a hotel. I take a nap. It looks like someone was murdered in the bed. There's just blood everywhere. And then Chelsea meets me. She like totally like disinfects me, bandaged me up. She was my nurse. Thank God for her, because I was a mess.
Was she at all pissed off?
No, she wasn't, man. She was proud of me that I won. You know, a lot of people doubted that I would win. And listen, I'll be honest, I guess I doubted myself a bit, but I proved everybody wrong. But I don't care about proving people wrong. I want to prove myself right and my fans right, the people who have stood by me. I want to prove them right. I don't give a shit about proving people wrong.
Have you had a moment where you've found a piece of glass still in your skin after like a day or so later that you've had to pick out yet?
Yeah, a couple instances with that. But it's finally at the point where like the bleeding has like stopped. You know, because like the blood, it was just coming out like everywhere. It was like, you know, I'd go to Disneyland, and probably not the best thing to do is like ride Space Mountain with these like open wounds, you know? So it was like going through my shirt. It was disgusting, but it is what it is.
Wow. I mean, I know you go to Disney a lot. Did you give them a heads up that you were coming with the title and everything?
No, I didn't do that, but I did bring the title. I had it in a backpack, and when the time was right, I went in front of that castle and held it up high.
Dude, that's so cool. So wait, now the battle between you and Gage really didn't stop at Homecoming, because your main sponsor, PBR, is now trying to pick up the spot I already did. I don't know, maybe you have some insight on this, but Dynamite tomorrow night with the Dominos-gate thing happening with Gage, it looks like PBR is saying if Domino's doesn't think that Nick Gage is cool, you know, we'll jump in here or whatever.
Listen, I've heard all these rumblings. I don't know what's going on with Domino's. I did take a picture of myself with the GCW titles, enjoying some Domino's with a pizza cutter. And listen, it wasn't that good a pizza. So Domino's, I think I need to up your game as well. I'll save GCW and I'll save Domino's.
Yeah, sure. But what do you think about? I mean, this is your PBR guy. Like, how do you feel about PBR getting into this fold here and maybe doing something with Dynamite here?
Hey, if major PBR, if they want to take that brand or Pabst Blue Ribbon and make it more mainstream, listen, I'm here to spread the wealth. You know what I'm saying? If being attached to me makes them bigger, do it. Go for the stars.
Sure.
I mean, you know, honestly, Matt, you know, PBR hasn't been like, you know, it's not the cool beer, but it seems to be pretty cool now. Like, I mean, it's like, I think it's a good idea that they hitched their wagon to your horse.
Yeah, they came to us a couple months ago to do something with our podcast, and of course we jumped at the opportunity, and they've been nothing but supportive, whether it be like with merchandise or giving us free drinks, or they came to my house. We filmed the commercial, so I love PBR, and I wanted to have that celebration in the ring at homecoming, but it was ruined by all those fucking fans over there,
dude. That, you know what it reminded me of? I'm not sure if you're a boxing fan, Matt, but like back in the day, when Marvin Hagler won the title, he won it over in England, and the fucking people were so mad they couldn't even announce, like, do the announcements and everything. They had to fucking get him out of there like that, just like they did you.
It was wild, and I saw some people saying that there were plants in the audience. Listen, I know nothing about that, but if someone's listening and they were a so-called plant, please show your face. I will pay you $1,000 if you come forward, and then I'll punch you in the face for fucking throwing something to me and almost ruining my moment. And then starting these like other idiots throwing pizza cutters and shit. So if there were real plants, please show yourself. I'll give you money. I'll give you $1,000, and then I'll knock you the fuck out.
Can you tell us a little bit about this class action lawsuit that your lawyer is bringing to GCW?
I mean, listen, GCW, I will say they did give me, I use the term security loosely to get to the ring and get me out of there. So, you know, they did take care of me in that way. But the fact that, like, how do we not have in 2021, like a metal detector? You know, like you're just letting people bring in pizza cutters. Forget the fact that they might throw it at somebody. Like, there's no need for a pizza cutter at a wrestling show.
I guess honestly, Matt, I just, even though like considering the nature of the show, like I still, like in my mind, don't know if I would assume people would show up with fucking pizza cutters hidden in their back pocket.
Yeah, I'm a diehard wrestling fan. I love it, and I thought, like watching the footage back, it's really cool, and I'm glad it happened that way. But in the moment, it was scary. I'll admit it was scary because I didn't know, like, when someone has your action figure, like, with a noose around its neck, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? So, like, these people are not all there upstairs.
Man, yeah. That's weird. Heavy.
Yeah, it's crossing the line a little bit.
Do you
seriously, actually?
Yeah.
Do you want a GCW Matt Cardona action figure? Is that something
I'm already working on? I'm always ready, baby. Here's the thing about GCW. They need me more than they know. Okay. Yeah. Because if they want action figures, no one wants to sign up to this GCW thing. You know, they want me. So if they want to get me, I'll bring along some. Maybe it will be Matt Cardona's GCW gear. Maybe we'll get some other GCW guys. So GCW needs me more than they realize if they want to be more mainstream.
So Effie, AJ Gray, there's a chance maybe with your connections we could see GCW action figures.
I respect the locker room there. Listen, I was there. You can ask anybody. I changed with everybody. I didn't have my own private dressing room. I wanted to change with everybody because I want to help everybody. I want to be the face of the company and change the company for everybody. I want to help everybody out, you know? So if I can get these guys who would have never had action figures before, if I can get them action figures, hell, I'll do it.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, so when we had Nick Gage on,
we'll say earlier.
And so, fuck me.
No, but he's right. We did have Nick Gage on earlier. That is a fact. That is a thing that happened there.
Oh my God.
So when we, I think we should keep this all in. I'm not positive.
Whatever, man.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it, bro.
Okay. We had Nick Gage on earlier, Matt, and he was describing his experience, with the AEW roster and how they were very welcoming and open, just made him feel at home.
Right.
How was the GCW roster to you? Did you feel that same welcome?
I did, and I think I think there was a mutual respect because I respect the hell out of those guys too. They're young, they're hungry, and even if they're not young, there's some guys like Grim Reaper, somebody who I remember doing the indies with in the early 2000s. He was there killing it. Scorpio killing it. I think everybody there just wants to kill it and make GCW great. So like, if I can be a part of that and help out, I didn't walk in there thinking I was better than anybody else because I don't think that way. I think that this is a great opportunity for me, for GCW, for everyone on that roster. If we somehow work together, we can make this thing huge.
Yeah, it's just really good for wrestling,
I think so. I mean, at the end of the day, GCW is an independent promotion, right? At the end of the day, right? A promotion that doesn't even have goddamn ring aprons. But altogether, we got to trend number 1 over UFC and the Olympics. Think about that for a second. This wasn't WWE trending over UFC and the Olympics. This wasn't AEW trending over UFC and the Olympics. This was an independent wrestling promotion. Nick Gage, this deathmatch wrestler, and Matt Cardona, who these internet marks call a jobber, we were trending number 1 over UFC and the Olympics, and that's something I'm fucking proud of. Internet champion, then, now, forever.
Wow. Matt, what do you want to send people to support you? What's the project that you think everybody should be looking on outside of GCW right now?
Just go to my pro wrestling tees right now, prowrestlingtees.com/Matt Cardona. I've been putting up like t-shirts every day just to piss off these GCW marks, saying I'm the deathmatch king. There's one of me on a throne, my logo all bloody, like LI with the middle finger. Like, listen, these haters, they don't have to support me because my fans will. And I just love it. I'm taking advantage of this opportunity. That's what I always do. And I can't wait to show listen, I have a lot of things in store for GCW, things I won't say here, things I won't spoil until the time is right. But I have a lot of things planned like this. My creative juices are flowing. And if GCW allows me to do what I want to do, if trending number 1, that was cool, but that's going to be nothing compared to what we do going forward.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's really great to see you so inspired, man. And because it's contagious, man. And,
man. And listen, at the end of the day, it was so much fun that show, right? Did it hurt? Absolutely. Was I miserable for a week afterwards? Yes. You go through glass. It sucks, dude. Yeah. It sucks. Pizza cutter. It sucks. Light tubes. It sucks. And I don't regret a second of it because the atmosphere was insane. It's something I never felt before. And I would love to feel that over and over again. It was like a drug, like a high, and I loved it. And I loved being able to just say like, fuck you to the people who were saying it to me. Yeah. And I love just going out there with Nick and we were both busted our ass for the people. And at the end of the day, I did it for myself too, because I don't think there's someone in the pro wrestling business, and I dare you to find someone else who has been like, countered out and has come back more times than me. There's so many times, whether it be management or fans or even myself have counted me out, and I found a way to fucking come back. I'm the cockroach of the wrestling business. I mean that in a good way. You can't fucking kill me. And I'm not saying I'm going to be the biggest star of all time, but I will fucking die trying to be.
Damn. All right. Well, Matt, thank you. Thank you for coming by. And
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem, Matt. All right. Cool. Have a great rest of your day. And please,
you too, guys.
If you need anything, Matt.
Congratulations, champ.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to the game show portion of Pro Wrestling for Life. It is me, your weekly game show host, Nick Hausman, and I am, of course, going to be pitting the host of this show against one of the wonderful Pro Wrestling for Life Patreon subscribers. And coming to the show, the man, the host of the show, two-time WWE Hall of Famer, Sean X-Pac Waltman. Sean, welcome back to the game show portion of your own show.
Yep, it's good to be back.
Well, Sean, we have a big contest here today between you and one of the patrons. The person we're bringing to the show here today has never actually competed head-to-head to you in the game show. We did bring them on to do the 3-question segment at the end of the show that we tried out one time. Didn't have quite the same pop, so we thought we'd bring it back here. We're giving them a chance to challenge you in today's game, and that is, of course, our good friend, J.S. Trudell. J.S., thank you so much for coming back to Pro Wrestling for Life.
Gentlemen, good to see you again.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, man, aren't you the dude from Montreal?
Quebec City, yes, sir.
Quebec, sorry, my bad. Sorry about that.
That's right.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Quebec.
Ready to get your ass handed to you?
Well, I figure it's going to be like pretty much any Sean Waltman match. You're going to make me look good while looking strong all the way.
Nice answer, man. I like that answer.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. Right. Okay. So this week we're going to be playing Twitter Mania 2. Now, this is a return of a game we've played in the past here on the show. With so much going on this past week and so much happening on social media, the way this is going to go down is I'm going to ask you about something that happened on social media regarding pro wrestling in the past week. It's all going to be multiple choice. If you pick the right answer, you're going to get a point. If you don't, I'll give the other person a chance to pick from one of the last answers to get an extra point. Whoever has the most points when I decide the game is over is going to win the game. To decide who's going to go first here today, I am a very good whistler. I do a wonderful bird call. I was going to see which one of you could do the better bird call. You can pick your bird. Whoever does the better bird call is going to get to go first here today. I'll go first to you, JS. JS, can I hear whatever you consider to be a bird call?
Oh, God.
You can do this.
For the record, I'm pretty bad at this, so let's go. Caw.
Oh, the mighty caw. All right, Sean, can you do a better bird call than caw?
No, dude, I'm not even fucking trying.
All right. Well, hey, for
No.
trying, JS.
Yeah,
man, I always try to get Sean to do like weird stuff.
Yeah, dude, I'm not doing shit to fucking make stupid sound bites, fucking isolate. Show me fucking making bird calls. Fuck
all
out
right,
of here.
fine, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Hey, all right. So JS, you get to go first. First question here for a point. Which recently released WWE superstar commented on a fan post about their release with a simple red ring? Was it Braun Strowman, Ric Flair, or Bray Wyatt?
It's pretty image-like, symbolic. I'm going to say Bray Wyatt.
You are correct. Yes, Bray was responding to a fan who noted that his final promo for WWE seemed to imply he could be leaving, and he responded with a full circle red ring. So you are correct there. 1 point to JS. All right, Sean, a follow-up Bray Wyatt question here. Who responded to the news of Bray's release by saying the following on social media? They said, "The most fun I've had is working with you. Such an amazing talent. The most kind person. I'm just in shock." Was it Alexa Bliss, Cody Rhodes, or JoJo?
Alexa.
It was Alexa Bliss. That is correct. We are tied 1 apiece here. JS, I throw back to you.
Cool.
Which popular brand, and I'm glad this isn't to Sean because we've talked about it on the show. Which popular brand jumped at the chance to possibly replace Domino's as a commercial sponsor on AEW Dynamite this week? Papa John's, Popeye's Chicken, or PBR? Who was it, JS?
It's PB, the beer thing, PBL.
I gave
PBR.
I gave you PBR as a choice, and you called it PBL. Regardless, I'm going to give you I'll give you the point. You're right. 2-1.
I dropped the ball on that one.
Tried to trick you. Back to you, Sean. Which superstar responded to? I was at Raw last night, by the way, something we haven't talked about at all on the show. I was doing live coverage for Wrestling Inc. Which superstar responded to my tweet last night, writing that it feels damn good to be making towns again? Was it Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, or Tamina?
It's Drew McIntyre.
It was Drew McIntyre. Yes, it was Drew McIntyre. We are 2 apiece here now.
I just knew because of the way it was worded.
Okay. There you go. That's fine. JS, which former WWE superstar released a statement today regarding their release from the company? Was it Tyler Breeze, Ric Flair, or Braun Strowman?
Well, it's pretty recent, so I'm going to say Ric Flair.
It was Ric Flair. Rick came out today, had very nice things to say about WWE. Wanted to set the record straight. Sean, back to you. It's 3-2. Which female superstar tweeted the following out in the past week? Smoked nuts and whiskey really complement each other. Was it Charlotte Flair, Zelina Vega, or Nia Jax?
This would be a guess, but I'm going to go with Zelina Vega.
That is not correct, JS. I'll give you a chance here to steal. Which female superstar recently tweeted out, smoked nuts and whiskey really complement each other? Was it Charlotte Flair or Nia Jax?
It's a total guess, too, on my part. I'm going to say Charlotte.
Wow, neither of you correct. Nia Jax.
Okay.
Loves some smoked nuts and whiskey. So there you go.
Okay.
Now the world knows. All right, JS, back to you, though. Tied 3 apiece here. Which wrestler had the following to say on Twitter following their match on Raw this past Monday night? Out of the ring and back to the drawing board. Was it Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, or Akira Tozawa?
I didn't watch Raw, so I'm going to take another guess and go with Karrion Kross.
That is correct. Yes, Kross.
All right.
Kross lost cleanly to Keith Lee at Monday Night Raw, and he wrote,
Okay.
And he's back to the drawing board. All right. Sean, you're down 4-3. What big purchase did Kurt Angle tease on Twitter that he might make soon after being pressured by his family? A house, a bigger house, a boat, or a small island?
A boat.
It was, in fact, a boat. 4 apiece. Man, the only one you guys got wrong, you both got wrong, for what it's worth. All right, back to you, JS. Which AEW executive noted on Twitter this past week that they haven't been to Chicago since Christmas? Was it Kenny Omega, Tony Khan, or Cody Rhodes?
I'm going to think Tony.
It is Tony. Wow, yes.
All
He's
right.
from the here of Chicago, and maybe trying to cast a little doubt on what could be going down here at the United Center. Sean, back 5-4. Which ROH star suggested that they should manage Ric Flair at an upcoming ECW arena show? Was it Matt Taven, Danhausen, or Jonathan Gresham?
That sounds like something Danhausen would say.
That was, in fact, Danhausen. Yes, that is tied 5 apiece here. All right, back to you, John. In a video that went viral on social media, what big-name WWE superstar did Miro recently get to reconnect with on, or I'll just say, which big-name WWE superstar did Miro recently get to reconnect with? Was it The Rock, John Cena, or Dave Bautista?
I saw this. It is John Cena.
That is correct. He was on the Peacemaker red carpet. All right. I only have one question left here, Sean.
In costume.
Yes, it was. He was the Peacemaker. All right, Sean, if you get this, it's going to come down to a tie. And it's just because I'm out of questions here. Which WWE superstar posed with Megan Thee Stallion backstage at Lollapalooza this past weekend? Was it Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, or Charlotte Flair?
Bianca Belair.
That was Bianca Belair, man. And we have done a tie here today.
This is neck and neck.
Well, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to say Kakao won at the end of the day because at least JS tried. So I'm going to call JS the winner here today.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
The fuck you are.
I'm out of questions. It's a tie. We're not continuing
Okay, it's
on.
a tie.
JS tried, so therefore JS wins. JS.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. My say is final here. So, hey, JS, congratulations. You beat Sean Waltman. Well,
cool.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's a great honor.
Now, Jay, let's be honest. Do you really feel like a winner right now?
I mean, like I said, you made me look good, strong. I mean, the veteran has to put over to the young rookie. It's my first ever one-on-one with you. So, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good.
It's the veteran's job to hold the rookie down. It's the rookie's job to put the veteran out of their misery. That's how it goes.
You hear so many good things about Sean Waltman helping others. I mean, I feel pretty honored right now.
No, you're right. You're right.
All right. Hey, John, where can people, or JS, where can people follow you on social media if they want to support you?
That would be at John S. Strudel on Twitter and on Instagram.
Cool. Thanks, John. We appreciate
Thank you, John. It's good talking to you again, man. That's it for this episode of Pro Wrestling for Life, everyone. I just want to thank Nick fucking Gage, Matt Cardona. Who the fuck am I missing?
And then, of course, JS Trudel, who just took you on in our game here of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So thank you to all those folks. And it's great being on Fight TV now. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. What about next week, Nick? Anything?
I just want to say we're on Wednesdays now, so make sure to change your calendar. I know it's not going to be a big adjustment for everybody. We've been pretty good about the Monday night announcements. I think we'll stick with that, especially since it's going to be a lot closer to the actual release date. I will say we have another very, very big, buzzy guest planned for next week. So if you like this show, if you're a first-time viewer or a listener that came to the show this week because we had Gage and Cardona, at Pro Rest for Life over on Twitter, all the social platforms. Keep your eyes on our socials an hour before Raw on Monday night. You'll be one of the first to find out who we're going to have on the show. And if you want to find out early, you go over to our Patreon page as well. And we're looking for new contestants on the game show. So if you want to join the kid level package, we'll pull your email. We'll contact you. We'll figure out a way to get you here on the show playing around with Sean. I'm Nick _.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's all I got, man. Yeah, that's everything. We're done, Sean. That's everything.
All right. See you next week, everyone.
Bye, everybody.